Hey guys, this is Dr. Sandy with your weekly health tip, and what I wanted to talk about is creation and recreation of the body. And this is actually inspired by Deepak Chopra, who is an amazing man with great views on health and healing. And if you think about what he's actually saying is, sometimes we look at our body and we think it's static, it's like a robot, it's not changing. But in fact, the human body is constantly going through changes. And if you can start to nourish it, give it the right essentials that it needs to function at its optimal level, you'll see the body get stronger, healthier with time. But sometimes we think, well, I'm just stuck with a low energy, I'm always stressed out, I have this chronic pain, there's nothing I can do about it. And what I can tell you after being years in practice is that with chiropractic, opening up the neurology, changing your diet, and bringing in movement, you will see the body start to change and it'll start to actually recreate itself. Now, having said that, obviously if there's a severe trauma, something's incredibly chronic, I mean 20, 30, 40 years plus, it's going to be much harder to see those changes. But by making positive, healthy changes with the 5 essentials, which are taking care of the spine, exercise, diet, maximizing the mind, and also minimizing toxins, it can only help the situation. And when I think about it, it's much like if you look at a flower. If a flower is wilting, if it's sick, we can try to diagnose it, we can try to label the problem, but we know innately if we give it sunshine, fertilizer, and water, it can only help the situation. And that's the way I've been presenting, the way we practice in this office. Whatever health issue is going on, if we open up the neurology, if we help the nervous system eat right, start to move right, do those right things, think right, and avoid chemicals, you're only going to improve the situation. So whatever health situation you're in right now, don't think it's static, start doing the right things. And then the other thing is the time component. Sometimes you start to make a change and you're like, well, it's been 1 week, it's been 2 weeks, I don't see the change. It takes time to get sick, it takes time to get well. So never expect if you make a change that it'll be instant. Give yourself at least minimum 90 days, 100 days at least to see some early changes. Now some patients, if the body's not too damaged, will see it within the first couple of weeks, but always when you make a change, give it at least 100 days, reevaluate, and then you can go from there. But sometimes changes, I've actually, there's some patients where they're making breakthroughs and sometimes it can be several years till they really go to that next level. So it depends on your health history, but remember the body's not static. And if you're listening to this and you are healthy, I also don't want you to think that, well, I feel good, I don't need to do anything. If you don't do the right things and you feel good over time, the body will start to break down. The body is a garden, it's a temple. Every day it needs to be nourished, taken care of on an ongoing basis. So especially if you feel good, you need to keep doing the right things when you feel good to make sure you stay in that state. So never think the body's static, it's always in a dynamic flux. You just got to do the right things to make sure it's going in the right direction. So thank you so much. God bless you and your family, and I'll be here next week.